Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know, my name's Joe, and this channel's all about ADHD, what it used to be. Now it's more about self development and improving ourselves and just being the best people we can be. And today's topic is going to be about community and why it's so important that we have our tribe as men. And the reason why this is so important is because as you go on your journey of healing and bettering yourself and changing the way you think and feel, you're going to soon realize that the people you were surrounding yourself with previously know the old you. Now, I found this no end because I'm ex military. I work in an engineering sector. So it's a very ego driven, testosterone filled environment. And on top of that, as well, my history is predominantly being a single male, goes out partying, clubbing, attracting women. That's sort of been my mask for a long, long time. So it's no coincidence that a lot of my friends, they know me for that, and that's what they want to talk about. That's the circle that I'm in. So when it comes to a time where you want to have some deeper chats, a lot of people are not going to be on the same wavelength. And I think women are better at this than men. And men are getting a lot better. I mean, I've had a lot of deep chats recently with guys, but I think historically, men, we're lagging behind in this department. Now, it's all well and good saying, right, go away and get some new friends. But myself, I'm 37. I'm actually 38 tomorrow. And it's not that easy, is it? You know, you don't just go outside and go to the shop and pick up some new friends. So, how do you do it? And I'm not perfect at this, but I've seen some amazing results more recently. Firstly, I would say just think about friends that maybe you have had connections with, you've had conversations with, but you haven't necessarily followed it up. So I had a few people like that that I knew that were a bit deeper. And to be honest, the old me, they probably didn't align with who I was. So I didn't continue that. I didn't pursue that friendship as deeply as I could have. So that's the first thing I would suggest doing. And I did the same when I reached out, and some of the people didn't get back to me, and I don't hate them for that because they're probably thinking, well, I actually reached out to you not too long ago and tried to give you an olive branch, and you didn't take it. In my case, so that's just like part and parcel of it, isn't it? But there will be people who you do connect with, and for me, I've got a little daughter, so if I can intertwine that, so like I connect with other dads and we go and do stuff together. And think about it. If there are other single dads, if you're a single dad as well, and you've had connections with other single dads, then they're probably are going to have experienced a lot of the stuff that you have. They're going to have had relationship troubles. They're not going to have been perfect themselves. Now, not everyone's open to admitting it or talking about it, but you know, you can put the feelers out there, go and spend some time with them. The second thing I'd say is the more and more open I've been, it's weird. I don't necessarily believe in this. Well, I sort of do believe in it, but I don't. It's a bit like, oh, I don't know, like witchcrafty, and I always say witchcraft. But the more and more open I've got, I just bump into people left, right, and centre. Now, I haven't been out on the drink with the lads all year, and it's July now, but the last 2 weekends I have. So I didn't drink up until July last weekend, and then I've just had 2 weekends drinking. And both times I've gone out, I've ended up connecting with people. And one guy, he's from Wales. I met him in Newcastle randomly. Turns out that he actually bought one of my ice baths when I had an ice bath business. And then I start seeing his posts, and he's really into the same sort of stuff that I am about, like meditating, bettering yourself. He recommended the book, what is it, The Power of Now, and he was quoting some stuff like quoting parts of that on his stories, and it just goes to show you like there's people out there all the time, and they just seem to get magnetized to you when you're open, and it is almost like this aura that you're giving off. So that's really interesting, and it comes from the most unlikely people, man. Like I might tag the guy here. I'm going to reach out to him, but this guy is a massive unit. He's a bodybuilder. He's a cage fighter. You would not think he's going to be having these sort of conversations, and he's such a lovely guy, man. Like he actually said, "Oh, I'm down in Wales, but he's got his businesses that run themselves." He's like, "I'll come up to Newcastle to see you," because he knew like the messages we sent, like we had a lot of similarities. He said he knew he could help me in certain areas. Like such a genuine nice guy, man. So yeah, you'll notice that. So firstly, just like think about the people you already know, and then just go out into the world and just try and be a bit more open. The third one, and something I've been doing as well. So, and this will put you out your comfort zone. Well, it did me anyway, because I've just started getting into meditation and breath work. So I found a meditation class close to me, and I went to a meditation class, and it was great. I fucking loved it, if I'm honest. But it was me and loads of like 50, 60 year old women. They was quite shocked to see me. Like, there was like the look on the face like, are you sure you're in the right place? But it was lovely, man. Like, so nice to be there. And, some of the ladies there cried. They had such an emotional release from meditation. They cried, and it was actually beautiful to be around. It was just nice to be around other people that were open to feeling their own feelings and being open with them as well. Um, and quite a lot of these, they do a lot of like talking in between or like after the session. We sat there and we talked about our story, why we was there, any sort of release we had during the meditation. And then we ended up talking a bit about parenthood. It was just like, it was nice just to have a chat that wasn't so matchulin. Wasn't so macho, that's the word I was looking for. It wasn't so like talking about, all the things that men talk about. We're very like lads, lads, lads. And like, I can hold my own in those situations. I've done it my whole life. That's my comfort zone. I can go to a pub and talk to people about rugby, football, bums, boobs, whatever people want to talk about. I could go there and do that. But, we're on this path now, and we want to be sharing thoughts and feelings about us, who we are, our flaws, our traits, try and help others. That's where the true growth comes from. So yeah, I did the meditation class, really good, loved it. Then I actually did it was like a mini retreat. It was at 7:30 in the morning till 12:30. It was meditation. So it started off with a cacao ceremony. If you don't know about cacao, Google it. It's just it's basically like a really bitter hot chocolate, and you drink it, and it's supposed to go to your heart chakra and open that up. And weirdly, I don't know if it was because I was in the moment, but when I was drinking it, I felt it, man. And the more and more you get into this stuff, the more and more you believe it. It's like I do genuinely feel like I'm going to be a witch soon. Um, but yeah, that was really good. So we did the cacao ceremony, did some meditation to like get us into it. Then we did some breath work. Then we did some ice baths, and then we did some somatic dancing at the end. If you've done somatic dancing, you're anything like me, that was the worst part. Like dancing around, stone cold sober in a field with loads of people I didn't know. The tunes were actually really good. It was like all house music. Felt like I was in Ibiza, or I was doing like the Ibiza two step. Um, but yeah, it was really good. There was actually also a connection part of it where we sat on this mat, and it was me and this guy that I never met. We had to stare in each other's eyes for 3 minutes, and then we had to say a, something that we seen in that other person that we felt ourselves. So, like for me, I said I could see how uncomfortable he was. It wasn't like a natural, and I know that like insecurity myself. I mean, and who wouldn't be? I'm sure. Well, some of you might be pros, but I dare say if you're watching this video and you got this far in particular, you're probably on the same journey as me, and it's not natural to sit there and look into another guy's eyes for 3 minutes that you've never met, you've got no connection with. But the guy that's sitting on the other side of the mat actually gave me a really lovely compliment about he could see how open I am and how willing I am to try all of this and be into it, which was really nice to hear. Yeah, so there's the first three. So use your people you already know. Just be open, and people will come into your life. Third one is like think of things where you can go to. I've spoke about those two because they're actually experiences, but there's also men's clubs. So I'm actually thinking about joining some men's groups. So you just go. Mine's on a Wednesday, I think it is. I need to look into it again, but you just go and it's full of men who want to talk, and you go there and I don't know what you do, but I presume you introduce yourself and you just chew the fat. And some people might get up and tell you about their experiences and share, and it's good. I must admit, public speaking isn't really my forte. I've done a fair bit of it when I was in the military, but once you've been doing the work and you've been over it so many times, actually talking about it, once you've got over that initial fear, is quite therapeutic. It's quite easy to do. Um, so yeah, it's just putting yourself in those sort of circles, isn't it? I mean, I've even thought about doing stuff like yoga, and like these are all the other sorts of things that are on the same sort of line. Um, and then the last one, and this is something that I've got an idea for now, and is I want to create a community myself because there is nothing like this. And I've seen other communities online, and they're either very like macho, all about money and being the man and all this. But I want this one purely to be about people healing, man. And then even if you are healed or as close to healed as you're going to be, because you're never going to be fully there, then you stay in the group and you help others because that's your enjoyment. That's what I'm thinking at the minute. I've just actually mapped a load of stuff out. Um, I'm feeling it because I've like had such a life changing impact from this work. I've got to share it. Like I've got that calling, man. I had it when I did that retreat during my breath work. I just had a calling during that. I just knew I had to do something within this field because it's so powerful. And there's so many men out there struggling. I see it. I'm sure you've all been there. Like I could tell you 10 people on my Instagram that are having the same issues as me, and they might not even know it. They might not be aware. I mean, they might know it as well. I've not actually spoke to them, but I know you can tell people a mile off. Then people who are always chopping and changing relationships. Those people are always seeking external validation by wearing all the Gucci and stuff, like really showing off, feeling they have to prove something. And I can see it because I've been there myself. And I am the epitome of it. The people that go to the gym to look better because there's external validation, the people that wear all the designer clothes. Um, and there's an element of that. It's like still want to look good, but also the lads are covered in tattoos. Like I'm covered from head to toe pretty much in tattoos, and we're hiding from something, man. That was to get away from something. That was to feel better because we didn't feel good enough in our own skin. I'm not saying wholly, but man, I'm seeing it all over the place. There's a close scenario to me at the minute, and I can see it in that person, and it's scary, man. Like when you start understanding, you see it, you feel it, and I want to be able to help people. And what better way if we can get into a group, we can share stuff, we can do weekly calls. Yeah, I'm not sure the proper framework yet, but I just know there's a calling here to help people because I'm no expert, but I've had such an impact from this that if I can share what I've learned, then I'll be over the moon. If I could help one person and just get to where I am now, because I'm not perfect, and if you're on the journey yourself, I've had days where I felt amazing. I've had days where I've been over cocky, where I thought I'm healed. I did some breath work once and thought I was a completely healed person. Like it gave me a really, really cocky, egotistical feeling, and wow, that came crashing down. So it's all ups and downs, and even like last week, I was down a little bit on my last check-in with my coach. But again, this week I'm feeling good. I'm getting very close to being nearly secure, or what I would deem secure enough to start another relationship, or actively look for another relationship. Um, but all that will bring its own problems up as well. There's always going to be stuff to work on. But yeah, having a bit of a ramble here at the end, but community, man, and reaching out to people is so important. Let me know if you've got any ideas for it as well. Let me know if you've got any struggles, or if you've done this yourself and you've had to get some new friends, get a new friendship circle, and just your experience of it. I'd love to hear it. Please do all the good YouTube stuff, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.